What's up, people? Let's see if anyone actually joins this time. Oh, man. I'm all alone. Still all alone. All alone. Always takes a couple of seconds for people to join in on these things. People all around the world doing their thing. YouTube not sending out people notifications half the time. Try to post ahead of time though. Oh, we have a person. We have contact. All right, while we're waiting for more people to join, instead of just sitting here, I'm going to play through a song. Get things warmed up a little bit. That's like more geared towards having the book over. It's kind of just a base so far. Haven't really done a lot of layering or anything with that. Basically just like a straightforward type of song. I also wrote this whole entire song, this demo version you're going to hear, in like 2 hours, I think it was. So this is just like the bare bones version. But no one's ever heard it before, so. That one would be like one that the vocals would be like completely taking over that whole song. So far, anyways. That's just like the bare bones idea. I wrote that in like 2 hours. Messing around with stuff the other day. Sounds good. Noah, hey dude, thank you. You didn't know I played. Of course I play. That's why I know like the musician aspect of everything. I played guitar since I was 8 years old. Man, usually there's a whole bunch of people in here by now. Thank you. I've got a couple other songs. The 3 that I played in the live streams before this, I have those as well. I will get to those. If we have some more people join. Had issues seeing it for some reason? The live stream itself? Or did you like not get a notification or something because there's only 2 people in here? There's usually like 20 something. Technical issues? Maybe? I don't know. Everything's fine on my end from what I know of. What's up, Garth? Thanks for joining. Seems to be a couple more people filtering in now. Came up as a 1. Dang, I don't know. I don't know what the heck is going on. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? People coming in. Finally. I don't know. There apparently was there some issues or something. Hopefully people are actually seeing things. Anyways, good day. How are you? I'm doing fantastic. Didn't have to work today. I'm all fresh. I got no huge bags under the eyes. I'm doing fantastic. How are you? That's the real question. How are you guys? I'm seeing things. That's good. I prefer you to see things. You do look fresh. I try. I try to looking fresh, you know? Yeah, it's always better whenever you get like 8 hours of sleep instead of 2.5 to 3. That's what I normally get like all through the week. Not bad. Too bad after my first week back at work, but it's just going to get busier. Yeah, same as us. Hey, do you have a song which the lyrics are just so well put together you get emotional? Basically, your favorite song. Noah, do you mean of my own music or just a favorite song in general? Doing good. Can you play some tunes? Garth, I will indeed play some tunes. I already played one. I'll probably play it again. It's a good warm-up tune. It's just like a real easy one of mine, but I will play. I have three that are pretty close to being done ideas, the ones that I played in live streams before, and I'm going to play another one that I already played once. In general, my not really like a song that makes me emotional necessarily. I have a lot of favorite songs for different reasons. Like for instance, like Architects, the band Architects is one of my favorite bands. They have a song called Doomsday that they wrote after one of the band members ended up getting some form of cancer or something like that and passing away. And the brother of that band member is in the band as well. And that song always like you can feel the emotion in it. And I've had four grandparents that I've had have all passed away from some sort of illness or cancer or something like that. So that one really strikes home with me. But I wouldn't say it makes me emotional. I'm pretty good at controlling my emotions and separating things like that. Something we talked about in the last live stream towards the end of it was a lot of mental toughness, mental fortitude, and improving on that. Yeah, tune. There will be tunage, 100% tunage. Oh, I listened to the Mark and Chester tune again and again and again. It's grown on me quite some since first listen. Yeah, I really liked that first listen, and it's gotten even better listening to it after that. You have a great song like that, Right on Spirit, about a friend who passed. Yeah, I mean, like, loss and, emotional pain is something that is almost like the most, like, general thing that everyone can connect to. Breakups, losing someone to a death or something like that. That's the most relatable subjects to basically everyone because everyone goes through that sort of things. That's why there's so many songs written about that. And it can make for some really good lyrics and emotional driven music as well. What's your favorite genre or subgenre? I've said this a few times. There's like 7 billion subgenres, and I can never keep them straight, so I don't really ever focus on what something is called necessarily. I like music that sounds good, music that one has talent behind it, resonates with me, or the music is just so awesome that it makes me like entranced in it. So I don't really have a favorite, I would say. I listen to a lot of stuff now, not just metal. Like I listen to one of my favorite singers ever is Josh Groban. He's like a more operatic type singer that sings like operatic styled pop music kind of. Really always liked his voice. And I've gotten into a couple of different stuff, like different things, just trying to expand my musical influences in my playing. And that was part of the inspiration for this whole channel doing the reactions, because I wasn't actively seeking out any bands or anything, and my playing was getting a little bit stagnant. So that was kind of most of the inspiration for doing these reactions, was to have people hopefully watch, because I didn't know if anyone would originally, hopefully watch and hopefully suggest things that I would have never found or even thought to listen to or anything by myself, which then has an influence on my playing and my writing style and what I'm hearing in music, and keep my ears sharp and hearing the little details. That's one of the reasons as well that I point out the musical details and stuff in songs, just to like keep myself sharp as well. And also having musical background and musical knowledge maybe help. I know some of you guys have commented that I've helped, you listen to the details in the music a little bit more, maybe the recording quality, hearing certain things in it, which is awesome. That's like super, super cool for me to hear. finally caught a live stream. Hell yeah! There's only a couple people in here this time, though. There's only 4 people in here, and normally there's like 20 something, so. I feel you, man. Metal especially has subgenres out the ass, and to me, they don't seem to classify the band to the degree. Yeah, the subgenres are like, they get out of hand a lot. It's like melodic death metal with a pinch of something, 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 and I just refer to it as it's a good song or good band or not. Bury Tomorrow, a great British metalcore band. You used to put yourself in the thumbnail, but stopped as your channel took off. Any reason for that? Not really. I just wanted to switch the thumbnails up a little bit, and putting myself in the corner and making that my look on the thumbnail, I was getting tired of having the exact picture on them, and I didn't want to take another picture of myself. So every time I wanted to put myself in the thumbnail, basically is what it comes down to. Not having enough time to take a picture of myself every time I wanted to do it, and not wanting the same exact thing on every single one. If you go back and watch my old ones, there was like put flames on the bottom. I did that for a little bit, and then just like went to a little bit more. It looks a little bit more clean to me, the way that I'm doing it now, and I want everything to like look as professional and kind of good just to scroll through and look at it. If you look at a lot of other reaction channels, they don't have. It's just like this, basically, them going, looking surprised up at the corner of the screen. I don't want to do that. Like, if people are going to click on the video, I want them to click on the video. I want it to look like professional and nice, and that to be what the people see, because as soon as they get in my video, I make my videos look as professional and nice as I can. So that I want that to be my thing. Looking clean, professional, nice. I have good sound quality, good picture. Everything's in 4K on my channel except for these live streams, because I can't do that, or I would. Do you ever use Reddit for finding new music? No, not really. I used to look at Reddit sometimes, and I really honestly just have no time really. I used to look at Reddit while I was laying down trying to go to sleep. But I basically get no sleep whatsoever, so I pretty much go to sleep and try to knock myself out as fast as possible. Your thumbnails are fine without being clickbait, high quality. What I'm kind of going for. I don't want clickbait. I want people to be interested enough in the song to click on it, and then interested enough to watch what I have to say, and whether they agree or disagree with me about what I'm talking about, at least take all, know it all, everything. I just offer my opinion, because that's all I can really give is my own opinion. I mean, I have an educated opinion, which a lot of reaction channels don't have, which I think that also sets me apart. And from what I've heard a lot from you guys, is that is one of the reasons why you like it. Who have you gotten into the most from all the reactions you've done so far? Gotten into the most? Probably Nightwish. Not that I like sit around and like, I guess they're the most, them or Devin Townsend. I haven't really listened to very much more of his stuff though. I've listened to the same ones over because they're freaking crazy talent. Like Deadhead, that song by him, I've watched that performance that I reacted to several times since then. But I say Nightwish because they're something that I probably never would have listened to if it hadn't have been for these videos, and I actually do really like them. So I'd probably say them in that sense. Looks like you're a DC fan, so who's your favorite character? Superman. Superman's always been my favorite superhero, like, since the beginning of time. My time. I've always loved Superman. I have Superman socks, I have Superman underwear. Whenever me and my fiance first got together, I bought a whole Superman bed sheets and everything, put them on our bed. She wasn't too happy about it. She would like flowery stuff, but we went with a Superman. Superman's always been my favorite. Superman and Star Wars. Whenever I was little, I was very, very into Harry Potter, though. I have a whole wall back here that you guys don't really ever see because I film this way, but that whole wall is covered in Harry Potter posters. So I have Harry Potter over there, DC or Justice League, and then Star Wars over here. So I have like my surroundings be me. I love your thumbnails right now. Member of the band overlaid with the song title in the background. Yeah. I just try to make them look clean. I Photoshop, find a decent picture of the person, Photoshop, cut them out, put them on the background. I do a different kind of color scheme and kind of switch up the colors so that way it's not exactly the same. Sometimes I have I'll have to do a whole video about that one of these days. How I mentioned it. I have a vlog channel that's just my name, which is Brian Swino, and I kind of showed on that channel what I do for my thumbnails and stuff. It was a Nightwish video that I was doing at the time. Kind of showed my process a little bit, but I didn't really go in depth or anything. But that's something that a lot of people have said that they were interested in. So I might show some of that more in depth. Anyone else getting random lag? Hopefully not a whole bunch of random lag. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, man? What kind of setup do you use for your music? Do you mean to record my music or just for this playing? My phone died. The Architects are my favorite in terms of metal, followed by Ice Nine Kills and Ginger. Ice Nine Kills is another band that's been very highly requested. I might do those. I might do that band tomorrow. A lot of people have said that they're really good. Smooth as butter over here. Nothing should be lagging on my end. My internet's pretty quick. Recording. I basically went with the cheapest, highest quality things that I could get. I have a whole family to provide for, and so I can't pour a lot of my money in this stuff. I had my guitars before I had the family. I had some of this stuff before, so that's some stuff before. But I have to be really, really strategic on what I buy and when I buy it, and I can't just go blow a bunch of money. I'm the sole provider for my family, and I work at a factory. If you've been around any amount of time, you've probably heard me talk about this. I work time at a boat factory, so I do that to provide for my family, and it's barely enough to really keep us going and our head above water at the moment. I have my own photography and video company on the side. I do business about that, but this is the winter time here in the US, and no one really books for photo shoots, weddings, and shoots music videos and stuff like that in the middle of winter. So that has kind of stopped, and that's the money that I put back into either filming equipment or more lenses or my music equipment, stuff like that. So long story, really, really long. I use this guitar right here, which is a LTD EC50. I have this one right here that's black, and I have another one that's red, the exact same guitar. I have them in different tunings, that way I don't have to mess with a bunch of tuning all the time. I run that into a Pod HD 500X. It's a multi-effects pedal that does all the effects and all the amp modulation that I do. And I run that into a PreSonus audio box. It's just a 2-channel, very small little mixer. Not really mixer, it's just kind of a audio box. That's what that's what it is called, I guess. Has 2 channels input. So I run my guitar to pedal to that, and that plugs into my laptop via USB port, and I run my DAW as Studio One, and then I have 2 PreSonus, I'm not sure the model, monitors that I use. They're really good. And the headphones I use are Presonus HD7s, which are super good for the money. They're only like $40. Those are the headphones you see me wearing in the reaction videos. They give a pretty accurate representation of what you're actually hearing in the mix. I mean, all headphones have a little bit of a bass buildup in them. That's just the nature of headphones. You don't want to really mix things on headphones too much, but it's good enough for me. And I've listened to those headphones enough to know what the sound differences are so I can pick out everything. I've used those for several years, but that's my whole entire setup. I really need to invest in a build myself a good computer and stuff to run, especially with doing this filming and editing and doing all that stuff. I'm starting to get on top of doing my photo and video work and stuff like that for clients. I'm starting to get people paying me to edit their videos for them. Like they'll send me the video, all the raw clips, and then I have to put it together and edit it for them, and they pay me to do that. So that's something I started offering recently. I've got a couple of those. I was working on earlier today. That's the main reason that I did this live stream today instead of another video, because I was working on that, trying to get that edited for them. I didn't quite get it done, so I'm gonna have to finish that tonight. Best bang for the buck is a popular setup. Yep. People kind of underestimate equipment whenever you actually know how to work it and how to tweak things to get a good guitar tone, stuff like that. You can really make stuff sound a lot more professional than a professional with better gear who doesn't know as much of what they're doing. Not saying my stuff is the most professional, because it's 100% not. You can always get better quality and stuff, but I work with what I got, and I do the best with what I got, and that's all I can do. When will you give some Lamb of God a listen? Lamb of God has been one of my favorite bands since they came out. They are the first band that I got into whenever I started listening to heavy music, and I can't remember what album it was. It was right after one of the albums, and they like blew my mind with the technicality and the fast and the drumming, and I was just like, what the hell is this stuff? Why haven't I been listening to this? So Lamb of God, always one of my favorite bands. So a lot of their music wouldn't be a first reaction, but I don't think their last two albums I've really heard anything off of. I saw them live. It was right after Wrath came out. I saw them live about 50 miles away from here in this littler venue. It was a fantastic show. Probably one of the best ones I've ever seen. Completely off topic. Don't think I've asked yet. You are obviously into fitness. Are you into sports? Into sports, I was in high school, junior high and high school. I ran track. I broke records. I was really fast. That's all I did was work out, like run track, try to be as fast as possible. I was a sprinter. I ran the 100-meter dash. I didn't really do the 100-meter in meets that much, but I did the 200-meter dash, the 400-meter dash. I did the 4x1 relay, which was where you have four people that run 100 meters each. We did that. We broke the school record in that. I ended up going to state I think 2 years out of my high school career. I went to the state level and got my ass handed to me there, but I still made it. That's fantastic to me as a small town person, making it all the way to the state level, running track. That was fantastic. There wasn't very many people doing that around here whatsoever. I've also played football in high school. Like I said, I'm very fast, so I did that in the off season. And I quit football my last 2 years of high school because I had a band, and we started doing shows around and going to different states and playing shows. So I kind of went that direction instead of sticking with football, which now looking back, I probably should have stuck with football because I probably could have got like scholarships or something from that. I was really good. I did the kickoff return. I don't know if you guys are familiar with American football, but whenever they do a kickoff, the one team kicks the ball to the other team at the end of the field. I was the guy that caught it and tried to run it back for touchdowns. And I had seven kickoffs for a touchdown in one season as a freshman in high school playing for varsity. So I was playing against mostly 3 or 4 years older than me, and I was smoking their ass everywhere. That's what I was good at. Good at running. Still good at running. I was like super, super thin in high school. One of these days in one of my vlogs, probably on my personal channel, I'll put up some pictures of what I used to look like. I used to have hair. Now I definitely don't. But I've been bald like this, by the way, since I was like 16 or 17 years old. Bald with a beard. That's me. I don't know why I went bald so early, but I did. But I was a beanpole. I was super, super thin. I weighed like 150 pounds. I don't know what that is in any other form of measurement, but in I was like 150 pounds, 150, 60 pounds. I worked out my legs a whole bunch. So back then I was squatting like 460 pounds and I was only weighing like 150 or 60. So I was super, super strong for my build and basically did everything I could to improve how fast I ran for track. But nowadays, I don't really play any sports or do anything like that. I don't really have time to do that, even if I wanted to. Yeah, I'm in Australia and our internet speed is not good. I've been listening to the Burning Witches album. Good new old school metal that sounds like it's from the 80s. That's cool. Lamb of God is fantastic. They just keep getting better. React to their new stuff. You'll love it. Yeah, I figured I'm trying to branch out a little bit, which was, like I said, that's kind of the inspiration for the reactions to begin with, was to kind of branch out from what I was normally listening to. That's why I haven't done those bands yet. Because I mean, I'm familiar with their sound, and I mean, that wouldn't be branching out too much, but I definitely do want to do some of them. I played state level volleyball through high school, from high school through seniors. I wish we'd have a male volleyball anything here. It was only offered to females, and I kicked ass at volleyball. I could jump really high, ran really fast. I really like what you are doing with your channel. Can you react to Porcupine Tree? They have been requested actually several times now, so I think I'm pretty sure that I put them on the list to do. Porcupine Tree. Isn't that the band that has some like the guitar player or something is super good or went off on his own? Some people were saying I think that's the band. You liked the bee. When will we see a more Amorphous? Soon. I'd like to recommend Death of a King because the music video shows the band playing instead of a lyric video. I'm pretty sure that I don't know. I have them on the list. I know, and whatever song was suggested the most, I have that on there for them to do. But definitely get to more. What is your dream result for this channel? I see it growing big this year. Would you change the format or be rare and just keep it organic? I don't really have a dream result, I guess. What I have right now is beyond my wildest expectations for sure. Like, I've said this also in another live stream. When I've made YouTube videos for like 3 or 4 years now, and I've done several different things. I started out doing more fitness related content, and I didn't get any traction whatsoever. I then started doing some music stuff on this channel, which is why the channel itself is like 3 or 4 years old, but I just now got traction on this. I started posting some of my own stuff, but the problem I was having was no one knew who I was. So getting like I wasn't doing searchable content, and so I've spent about the past year or two really diving into the back end of YouTube, how YouTube works and why videos get seen, some videos don't get seen, that whole back end of YouTube, the algorithm they call it. Really, really researching and looking in depth what I could possibly do, not just to get views, but like I needed to make content that was me, but also searchable content. And just putting up my own original music on here, no one was searching for that because no one knew who I was. So it obviously wasn't going to get me any traction. Me doing fitness content, I'm not shredded. I'm not horribly in shape. I don't know anybody. I'm from the middle of nowhere in the middle of the United States, so no one knows who I am. I don't know people. So that wasn't getting any traction whatsoever. So I resorted back to the thing I've always resorted back to since I was 8 years old, which is playing music, music knowledge. That's something I've always had. I've always had a very good ear for music and the details of music. And I've seen some things, like Alex Hefner, for one. I watched a couple of his reactions from songs that I've heard before, and it was cool seeing him and his opinion on things where his opinion is completely different from mine. Not the fact that he likes or dislikes the song, but because it's not a musical opinion, and that's the only thing I've ever had. All my friends really play instruments, they have a band. So like I'm surrounded by musical people in my own life. So my opinions that I'm hearing aren't really influenced by anything else. So him being an outside influence and also being entertaining, that was one thing that I was like, I could do this and offer something that's not just overreacting to stuff. This is me. This is how I would sit. This is the stuff that I say in the videos are things that go through my own brain whenever I'm listening to music and always have. So my dream result for this channel basically is to get my name started getting out there, which has already happened. I would like to see it continue growing faster, which is always awesome. I would like to also offer my own music. I'm about to start like that. This is the music that you'll hear is me demoing out songs that are going to be recorded and put up. So my dream result, my absolute dream would be to be able to sustain myself doing something that's not working at the factory I work in, to support my family and myself, basically doing anything else that I love. I love doing this. I love making videos. I like being entertaining. I like shooting videos. I haven't really got to show that too much yet, but I'm an actual, I guess you would call it, cinematographer. You know, I edit videos. That's what I do. I have my own business on that. I shoot wedding videos and music videos. I shoot photos, professional photos. So that's what I do as well. So my dream is to be able to support myself and my family doing something that I love. Not necessarily with this channel, because this channel is not going to make me very much money whatsoever unless I divert my content completely to something else, because every single video basically gets copyrighted. I'm not paid for any of the videos basically. There's only like 2 or 3 out of the 60 something that I've done that are actually monetized. And that's because as soon as you put it up, there's an automatic like copyright recognition system for YouTube, and it catches it. The only thing I'm concerned with this channel is making good content, things that are me, and kind of maybe get people invested in me a little bit, enough to care about other things I might do in the future, I guess. But I don't see myself changing because this channel's me and I do it differently. I mean, I might change the angle that I film the video at or something like that, but I'm not going to really divert my whole way that I do things. Hopefully that made sense. That was like a long-winded answer of what you wanted there, but my hairline is similar. Don't stress on it. Several Sexiest Men Alive winners have our hairline. Yeah, I'm just glad that I have a like normal shaped head. Whoa! A normal shaped head instead of having like, you know, lumps on my head or something weird. Spell check. We don't use paddling or helmets. We just try to kill each other. I haven't really got into rugby much, but it looks like a bunch of badasses for real. Vocalist of Porcupine Tree, Stephen Wilson is not master of any instrument, but he has many instruments on his sleeves. What he thinks is freaking awesome. He's working solo stuff now. I think that's the one I've heard of. We should get him to react to the biggest league hits as an NFL fan. That's something I could do that. I'm probably not going to do it on this channel though. I like Hefner, but he feels inauthentic to me at times. You never lose that authenticity. Biggest reason why I started really following your stuff. Yeah, I will never, and you can mark these words, I will never overreact to things. I've gotten a lot of comments, especially since the channel is actually starting to grow now. I've gotten a lot of comments from people very recently where they said it was in the Tool video actually, that they expected more of a reaction for the intro because that intro is amazing. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Overreact? I'm not going to be like everybody else. So basically, whenever someone comments that, I say there are a million other channels doing exactly what you want, overreacting and pretending they like every aspect of every song, so you should probably go watch them. This is not the channel for you. Try to be as polite, but as, stern as, whatever. Like, people are going to hate on things just for the sake of hating, basically. The reason I like your channel is your opinion on music is insightful from the music, lyrics, and sound quality. That's basically what I made this for. Like, to be an inspiration to me, looking for different music, like I said before, and also to help shed, because there's not really, other than the clickbaited, or not clickbaited, I guess, but the, what is it? Vocal coach reacts to blah, 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 and then they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Not that all of them don't know what they're talking about, but for the majority of them, they sound like they don't know what they're talking about. But they still have vocal coach reacts to whatever. Just like a lot of people after Alex Hefner had success doing it, put hip hop head reacts to metal, blah, 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 because people are going to sensationalize content. They're going to click on it. I want to do that. I want to trick people into watching my videos. I want people to click on videos because they want to see it and then stay for me. Have you thought about Patreon or something like that? I have, but I haven't really ever looked into Patreon so far. I don't really know how it works. I know, like, the gist of it, obviously, but that'll be something maybe farther down the line. Like, I don't see myself doing a Patreon now because there's not very many. I have 4,500 something followers, which is crazy awesome, but that's not something that's going to garner much of a Patreon thing. Or to me, like, from what I know from Patreon, it doesn't seem like it works as well if you don't have as big of a following or whatever. I get you, man. Love the honesty. I'm always honest. That's something in my life. Like, people will trust you if you're honest. I say whenever I don't like something, but I don't not like something just for the sake of not liking it. Or at least I try my best to be as objective as possible, especially with music. All it is an opinion. Like, what is there not to be objective about with music? I have no affiliation with anybody. I have there's no reason for me not to be objective about it. That's how I am as a person, so that's what I'm going to say and what I'm going to put up. I'm never going to fake things. So if you're into actual, real, honest things, you'll continue to like this channel. If you like good quality mixing and good sounding instruments, I think you will dig Porcupine Tree. Sometimes you can have good quality instruments though and good mixing and everything, and it's just not for me. It's not like all music isn't for everybody, which is why it's art. It's whoever makes it, that's what it is to them. And that's where I think people get a little bit, like too offended and stuff about people not liking whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. In the long run, it really doesn't matter what my opinion is on what that song is. And the people that comment a bunch of negative stuff and say really, really ignorant things, I just don't get it. Like, I totally get being like loving a song and maybe someone else isn't into it and you don't understand why that is, but to like comment something, you know, I don't get that. If you ever do get a Patreon, I'll happily be a monthly sub. I appreciate that very, very greatly. I don't know what monthly sub thing is that you're talking about. This is how much that I don't know about Patreon. I don't even know how it works. I do know one thing that I've thought about. I've mentioned this before as well in one of the other live streams. One thing I have thought about, once I get the channel grown to a point where I think it would be as beneficial to do it for the other person, I've thought about, because I know you can offer a certain thing for a certain price on Patreon, and that's about the only website I know of that can really do it this way. That's the only reason why I really thought about it there. But I don't know how exactly it would actually work. Offering my service here, basically, like say like a smaller band or a local band, they pay me a certain amount of money to do one of my reactions and reviews of their music, of one song or whatever by them. Like, I will be honest with them in the video. I will never ever say anything that I don't want to say for any reason, any amount of money. So have that as like a platform where giving a smaller band that may not have these amount of people watching them and all people from all around the world, giving them kind of a platform for their music to be heard. Because even if I don't like whatever song it is, there's a good chance that somewhere out of the 4,500 people I have watching me now would like their music. So I've thought about that and probably end up using Patreon as the avenue to do that. But I don't want to do that until I feel I've got enough of a platform to offer to make it worth their time and worth my time and worth their money that would be spent on it. I know how it is to be a local band, and it obviously everything that I've done locally hasn't ever picked up any steam either. I mean, I had a band in high school and stuff, and we played shows all around. We, had a decent little, people knew who we were around here, but never made it anywhere with that. So I know exactly what they are doing, and it wouldn't even have to be small bands. It could be, a little bit bigger bands that might want to target my demographic. That's one thing I thought about with Patreon, and so that might be something I do, but it won't be until I feel like I could provide them with enough value in that. You pick up more detail and mistakes in live videos than other channels. Mary Zimmer from White Express has a vocal coach channel, one of the good ones. Yeah, there are good ones. There's good channels of every like category, I guess you would call them. But I mean, for every one good one, there's probably 15 or 20 bad ones, or people that are talking out their ass and don't know what they're talking about whatsoever. Nickelback and Five Finger Death Punch are the same band, different lyric focus. Changed my mind. I was really, really big into Five Finger Death Punch whenever they first came out, their first couple CDs. And then I saw them live actually as well. That was a super, super good show. They had All That Remains, Five Finger Death Punch, Hatebreed, and some other band. Can't remember. But that was a really good show. Who's your favorite reaction channel besides yourself? I don't really watch any of them on a regular basis, but the one I would think of would be Alex Hefner. He's the only one that I've ever actually went out of my way to watch a video on. And the thing with this having this channel now is I can't really watch all of his videos because I haven't heard all those songs. So if I see one of his videos pop up of a song that I've heard before, then I'll watch it. Look into it because you can do some cool stuff for your Patreon subs, exclusives, and promoting the bands you were talking about. Yeah, I'll have to look into it. Another channel did it after 30 to 40,000 subs. The Patreon review your band thing. They charged 100, I think. Yeah, I don't know what I would charge. I would have to like check into a lot of more things that I have checked in right now. And hear the kids in the background. Feel your pain on that one. Yeah, I have two kids, my own biological kids, and then she has a child before. So we have three kids in this house, and it's like a damn zoo in here. Basically 100% of the time. The Bleeding. Yes, The Bleeding was a great song. When is Avatar reaction coming? It's on the list. The list is an actual real thing. It's in my phone. There's like 300 songs on it. So sometime in the next year, probably. No, I don't know. Ever heard of Demon Hunter? I have heard of Demon Hunter. I think their early popular song was called Carry Me Down or something similar to that. I'm pretty sure that's the only song I've ever heard by them. But that was a really good song. Can we get a sneak peek of the list? It's on this phone right here, so I'd have to exit out of this to get to it, so I won't be able to do that right now. Is there any other factors in choosing a reaction besides number of requests? Well, the only other factor, the only reason which my last couple videos have been this example I'm talking about, if a band comes out with a brand new song, then if I see it, I do that because that has the greatest chance of getting seen by other people. People are going to be searching a brand new song more than they are old stuff. So, like for example, Ginger just put out that brand new video. So the same day I got home from work, recorded that video as soon as I got home, put it up that night. So that video, now I've gotten over 100 new subscribers just from that video alone because people were searching Ginger's brand new video. And also that the Mark Morton and Chester Bennington song, that was just released like a day or two ago. I saw the interview with Mark and I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know he was coming out with anything or had a solo project whatsoever. For one, that would have been awesome enough, but having Chester Bennington on it, even better for me. I love everything he's ever done. So clicked on the interview, watched that. It was talking about him working with Chester and his feelings and thoughts on what they had done together. And then he said that had just put that song up. So I was like, whoa, the song's only been out for a day or two. Jesse Johnson. Nice to see you in here. So that's basically the only the only other factor in me choosing to do something over what the actual highest requested is. I have the list on my phone. There's a whole shitload of music, and I have the song and the band. And then if the multiple songs are highly requested by a band, then I'll put them underneath the band. And then the more that I'm seeing people, more than just the same person commenting the same band, I will actually move them up the list a little bit higher, if that makes sense. So I actually do pay attention. You guys know that I go through and actually read the comments and reply to almost every comment. So I just kind of keep a mental track of how much I'm seeing certain songs by certain bands and stuff like that. And if I see it multiple times, I'll usually comment back to the person and say, okay, I added that to the list. If I say that I added it to the list, then I added it to the list. I remember you saying you liked cello and piano. Have you ever heard of Apocalyptica? I have heard of Apocalyptica, but I haven't heard anything since like their very early stuff, or early to me anyway. It was a long time ago. They did a song with the singer from Slipknot, and a song from they had the singer from 3 Days Grace on a song. Those are the only two songs I've ever heard by them, but I've heard nothing but awesome stuff about them. So hopefully soon I can get to them as well. That's what's hard about this. Like I tell everybody soon, because I have every full intention to get to what you want as soon as I possibly can, but I'm only one dude, and I work a stupid amount of hours at my job, and also, edit projects for other people. I do photo and video work on the side. I have to see my family and eat. So do all that stuff. It takes up. That's why I've only been getting like 3 hours of sleep a night, and then basically dying. If you go back and watch the other live stream, the second live stream I did on here, you can see huge bags underneath my eyes. I had worked like a 12-hour shift before I did that live stream. Probably a bad idea to do that after I work. Probably start doing that on the weekends. But yes, Apocalyptica, that one sounds like it would be right up my alley. To truly grasp what Ginger has done and how far they've come and evolve, you should dip into a few earlier songs. Yeah, I have. I think they're one of the bands that I'm just basically going to have to listen to some of the stuff on my own time. I've already done like 4 or 5 videos on them, and I'm just going to have to pretty much listen to some of their stuff on my own, because I'm not going to be able to make videos on all of it. I feel like I'm missing out with them too. Ginger's awesome. Only cellos and drums, that is. The Who, Wolf Totem. I've never heard of that whatsoever. Give us a riff or two. Do you write any songs? While people are asking about it, here, let me play you a song. I'll play you the really, really fast song. If you were in any of the live streams, you'll know what I'm talking about. The song is fast. This is a demo version of a song that I will be recording and releasing at some point. All right. really gets the old forearm going. Get a forearm pump playing that. That song has a working title of Fast, Fast Song. Let's see. Where here's Wonderwall. Yeah, Wonderwall. I can't do the windmill though. Neither can I. If I windmill real hard, sometimes I can get some of my eyebrow hairs to move. That beginning riff sounds like the new In Flames song. Haven't heard the new In Flames song, but I have heard my music compared to In Flames a lot. Circle pit. Do a circle pit. Somewhere in the world, someone was doing a circle pit in their living room while listening. At least in my mind, they were. I'm in. Whoa. Sweet, what are your influences? My biggest influences would probably be Parkway Drive. I've mentioned that before. Lamb of God. Periphery. I really like. Architects, I really like them. They're probably my favorite band at the moment. I don't know what else that I've said that Sorry, it sounds like children are being murdered out there, but they're really not. That breakdown tasty as fuck. Hell yeah, it was. What's up, Rob? I trashed my room. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that, but I'm grateful it happened. Speaking of Parkway Drive, have you set up that email so I can send you that Dropbox link? No, I didn't. Damn it. A circle pit, their undies, and headphones, and periphery was the first thing that came to mind as soon as you started. That's a fantastic compliment to me. You'll probably say that even more whenever I play this other song, because it has a lot of different elements to it. Let me play another one. This is not the song I was just talking about, by the way. This song is titled 3 because I number my music. This is the least liked song out of the 3 that I played in the live stream so far. People said that this one, and then that fast one, and then the third one was in order of their favorite. They got better as they went along. The fast one I just played was normally the second one I play. This is normally the first one I play. So keep that in mind. People like the fast one better than this one, typically. But you people that are in here are a little bit different people. So it might go a little bit different. But I really like this song too. I notice I do that after I stop playing every single time, by the way. You gotta give a good little, ooh. I like this a lot. Thanks, Jesse. So dredgy, I like it. But does it gent? It does a little bit. A little bit. I think all three are good in their own ways. They really are. I like them anyways. I mean, I made them, but kind of biased, I guess. They all three have a different feel, though. I like to do that. Like, I don't want every song to be the same. You guys know what I like in music from watching the reactions. I try to instill that in my own music. Best one so far. Thank you. I write a bit myself, and I'm hoping to put out an album soon. It's definitely not this heavy. Also, literally just found out your channel not even 5 seconds ago. You've been in this live stream for longer than 5 seconds, so that was a lie. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for watching. Thanks for finding the channel. Thanks for checking it out. Thanks for clicking on the live stream. There's nothing wrong with softer music. I also like softer music. Breakdown is nice, but the rest of the song is too predictable, in my opinion. Also thought that some transitions were very abrupt. I appreciate your opinion. These are the demo versions, so these aren't the final either. All right, I'll play the one that's been liked the most. Let's see what you think of that one. Seems like I got some different people in here. You should do some more selfish acts. Like the Chester Bennington song. Hadn't heard that before. I listen to it at least 10 times a day. That's good. I agree with trying not to stick the song sound the same. I came across your zombie reaction video and noticed that you were live and jumped right on. Thank you. I really, really appreciate you checking the channel out anyways and clicking on the live stream as well. It's awesome to hang out with you guys in here. It still blows my mind. I say this every time. It blows my mind that I can come on a live stream and have actual human beings that are talking to me, watching me. It's crazy to me. Still. All right, I'm gonna play this is my favorite song that I've ever done. Favorite song I've ever written. This one is mostly completed. You can't hear all the layers and stuff through this bone, but there's like towards the end it builds and builds and builds. Basically everything I talk about in my reaction videos, the moving songs along, the infusion of hard stuff, soft stuff, building layers, keeping things moving, everything that I talk about is exemplified in this song. To me, this is my favorite one I've ever done. This song is the most completed thing that you'll hear out of all of them, and this has by far been liked the most. So you guys let me know what you think of it. I'm going to play that now. This song's number 12. That is my favorite song that I've ever done, by far. Like it doesn't repeat a single part in it. Keeps everything moving. There's different flavors. It's heavy parts. There's breakdown. Builds and builds and builds. Ends up being like 7 different guitar parts going on all at once, which is insane, crazy. I don't know how I'm gonna fit all of that into a comprehensible music space, but I'm gonna try because it sounds fantastic and it drops all the way out, all that stuff. Really like it. Really, really like it. All right, let's see what we got going on over here. I agree with trying not to it's on the same. I've already seen that. Hey man, I support everyone when I can. That's fantastic. I legit just came from the zombie video too. Was a good reaction. Thank you. Thanks for clicking on that. Thanks for clicking on this. I appreciate you coming, and I appreciate you hanging out for a while. No worries, man. Your channel is great and one of the 3 reaction channels that I subscribe to on YouTube. The rest are in a bookmark folder that I open a few times a week. Fantastic. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you clicking. Appreciate the support. What's the Chester Bennington song? He did a song with the lead guitar player of God named Mark Morton. They teamed up apparently like 2 years ago and Chester did vocals on one of Mark's songs for an upcoming solo album. And they just put out the song, and it's fantastic. Highly, highly recommend checking that one out. You can check out my reaction video to it if you want. I always link the original video in the description of my reaction video, so if you check that out, maybe listen to the original song first and then watch my reaction of it, or either way, you need to hear the song. If you like them, you will like this song. Another band that comes to mind is Pelican. I think you'll love their stuff. I've never heard of that band at all. I don't think it's... I'll have to watch it later. You should watch it. Definitely watch it. The name sounds familiar, but probably not. Oh, dude, is that a super chat? Chaotic Old Boar. That's my very first super chat ever. Thank you. You just became my favorite person in the world for a minute. Seriously, thank you. This is not to move any particular song up the list. This is a show of appreciation for what you've done so far. I have gotten more than that value and entertainment from you and your channel. Thanks. Like, seriously, thanks. That means a lot to me. Clicking on my videos, showing support, means a lot to me. That is insane. Thank you. I'll probably tell you thank you about 100 more times, by the way. Yeah, sounds a lot more complete. Would listen again. Not trying to be a hard ass with the other song, by the way. Just thought you'd appreciate some honest feedback. Yeah, that's completely fine. I'm all about constructive feedback. You're also hearing one guitar playing. Like, this is just my line in, except for that song right there. I have a couple of the clean layers in there because if I didn't, all the music would just drop out. But these songs have more layers and stuff to them. It's just not, you can't really hear it through the speaker, through the phone, and all that. I have to layer my music, and if I'm doing one thing for a certain amount of time, I have something else come in, or like I'll have an octave thing come in above it just to add a little bit more something to it. That song is awesome. I can hear all the layers and it all sounds really great. Thank you. Thank you. Jesse, I gotta run. Loving the songs and the reactions. Keep it up, Rosa. Thank you, and thank you for joining, man. Appreciate you. Seriously hard to recommend one song. Stratosphere Love is up there for sure, but their entire album is the Rhapsody Tapes. Certainly a ride. I've never heard of that band whatsoever. Man, first super chat. That blew my mind again. That's crazy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really wish that I could get the comments to stay on here, because I can't. It keeps on just fading them out, and I have to touch a screen, which also moves the focus like that. I wish there was a way to just pin the comments there. I got Ocean Groove open on Spotify and Pelican. If any of you are gamers and play Dead Space 3, they were on in the credits of the game. As soon as I heard them, I looked them up immediately. Here, I'm going to play, this is a song that I haven't played in the live streams at all. This song I wrote in like 2 hours. I played it at the very beginning of the stream, whenever no one was in here, just waiting. I'm going to see what you guys think about it. It's very basic, very, like there's not much going on in this one. This would be a song where the vocals would be the driver of this song. This is just kind of like a backseat song, and it has like a whole big build up at the end that would just like crush, I think. So this song is intentional on being a little bit less chaotic, less layered. All that is intentional in this one. I just want to kind of get a feeling of what people's thoughts are on it as well. That's something that's super, super basic. I haven't added any of the different flavors, sprinkles on top, nothing. That end part right there, feel like it kind of goes on too long, builds and builds and builds, and then I think it kind of goes on a little bit too long. Not sure about that one, but that's something that I would add, some like a sort of cool, not like a solo, but a lead over the top to make it a little bit more intricate. What setup are you playing through, by the way? I'm playing this guitar, which is a LTD EC50, playing it into a Pod HD 500X multi-effects pedal. It does everything that you're hearing. That goes straight into my PreSonus audio box, and that plugs into my computer via the USB. So you're basically hearing this guitar into the pod, straight into the computer, coming out the speakers. Sounds pretty good for being a cheaper pedal, I guess you would say. I really like how the pod sounds if you know how to tweak it. My dream would be to get an Axe and just take it like to a whole different stratosphere level of awesome guitar tone. But as I said before, working with what I got this, so I make it sound as good as I possibly can and go on from there. LTD are sweet guitars, really light and versatile. Yes. This guitar, I got it for $250. $250. I'm liking it, but I don't really hear the signature. I'm not really musical talented though. I don't know what you mean by signature. Still crazy I got a super chat. Blew my mind. Oh. I'm liking all your stuff. I missed that comment apparently. I'm liking all your stuff. I do hear your signature riffing, which is nice. I do have a lot of let me see if I can find something. I don't know if I have any of them on here. Any of you guys that are in here who haven't heard, if you like my playing and stuff, I have 2 songs that are available for a free download. If you go to soundcloud.com and then search for Alone Above Earth, the same way as you see it on YouTube here, it should bring you to my page, which has the same logo, same everything, so you know it's me. There are 2 songs there that I did whenever I was in like high school, or I wrote the music for them whenever I was in high school anyways. There are 2 completely finished songs from way back then. Everyone who's listened seems to really like them. So if you're interested in hearing like completely done songs by me, one of them is from my band that I had in high school. That song is called Last Words. It's one of my favorite songs that I've ever done. Really still like that song to this day. So check that out if you want. There's another song there called Live On, which is one of my more recent but older written songs. 6 or 7 years old. So check those out if you want. SoundCloud.com, type in Alone Above Earth, search that. It'll show up my name or that name. Same logo, same everything. There's 2 songs there available for download. All you have to hit is underneath the song, it says more. You click more and click download. That's all you have to do. It's free. 2 songs. Check them out. If you check them out, let me know what you think. One of them is very, very highly Parkway Drive influenced. I said that in my Parkway Drive video, and that's where I put the link in. Speaking of Alone Above Earth, where does it come from? Thought about uploading onto YouTube. Yes, I will. I will be doing. I will be doing like a playthrough video of those. Like everything that I'm gonna put probably a playthrough video up on YouTube, but you can't, or I haven't figured out a way to make things available for a free download on YouTube itself. So the way that I got around that is putting it on SoundCloud, and then I can just send people there to download the song. If people are interested enough, I figured they will actually click that and do that. I'm basically just giving 2 free songs away. So if people are interested enough, I figure they will click on that. But yes, I will be doing playthrough videos and stuff. I've got to like figure out how I want to do it first. But I will have playthrough videos of them up. Speaking of Alone Above Earth, where does it come from? Okay. Alone Above Earth, I talked about this in the previous live stream, the number 2, but it's like an hour and something into it, kind of like right now. I went through a really hard time, not a hard time as a hard time, but there's a lot of stuff going on in my life at a certain point. My grandma was dying of cancer. My dad has been an alcoholic for the majority of my life, basically all of my life. Uh, so my grandma was passing away. She was deteriorating with cancer. My dad decided to get in a vehicle and drive drunk and drive straight into a tree going like 75 miles an hour. So he was pretty messed up after that. I wrote a song, one of the songs that's available for free download about that. The lyrics are about that. It's called Live On. That's basically me pointing the lyrics at my dad. That song is very, very personal to me. Basically, he's either going to kill himself, and he's lucky he didn't then, or he's going to make a change, and live on. That's what that song is about. That song is very, very personal for me. So if you check out that song, check it out. Pay attention to the lyrics. Like, it's about like feeling hopeless, helpless. I can't do anything about this. Out of my hands. Basically, that's what that song's about. That's the whole point in my life that I was coming to. It's a very, very hard time in my life. So that's about the time where I started making all this music, and I wanted a name to put like a basically a band name, but it was just me writing and recording the music. So I came up with a name that was fitting for me at the time. Like I felt like I was basically alone on Earth or above Earth. I wasn't dead. The way I thought about it was like I wasn't in the ground. I was above Earth. I've always been like infatuated with space, so I made the logo like in space. There's a guy that's like floating backwards above Earth because that's basically what I was feeling. Like I like the name of it. It sounds cool to me, anyways. Alone Above Earth. It's I like the logo, and that's why I made it basically as the band name that I was going to release my music under, and that's why this YouTube channel was that, because this was my music channel for my own music. Didn't mean to stir up emotions like that. That's completely fine. I'm totally cool with talking about myself. I talked about it in the other live stream as well. If you guys like are into me and what I do, I would really, really suggest, for one, it's a cool song, but the song I was talking about, it's called Live On. It's one of the ones that's available on SoundCloud for a free download. That's that song. Sorry to hear about life's turbulences. That's totally fine. One of the things that makes people strong in life, I'm a firm believer, is going through some shit. People who've never went through stuff and gotten out of the other side, they're not as strong as people typically who've went through some stuff. In my life, there's been not I'm fortunate enough to not have went through horrible, horrible, horrible things in my life, but I have had things happen that aren't the best. I've lost all grandparents for some sort of sickness or cancer or something like that. Like I said, still to this day, my dad. But I've come to terms with that. Like, there's nothing I can do. He's an adult male. I can't change his life for him. I've tried everything I can. I've tried getting angry about it. I've tried every single thing. I've tried talking to him. It does no good. So I focus on my life, my kids' life, try to make my life as good as I can, improve my life, look forward to the future, do stuff like this, do what I love. That's why I have the photo and video business. I love doing that. I love shooting videos. I love editing videos. I love photos, how you can tell a story with a single picture and stuff like that. Selfish plug here. If you guys haven't followed me on Instagram and have Instagram, do that. Like I said, I'm a photographer, so I post like actual photos. I don't just like selfie it up all the time. And I post stories basically pretty much every single day. So if you're into what I'm doing, I show like behind the scenes of what I'm doing or just me throughout the day. Check that out. My name on there is Brian Sweno and then the number one. It's BRYONSWENO and then the number one. It's linked in the description of every single video that I put up on YouTube, so you can find it there if you can't spell it right or whatever. It's also at the beginning of your video. It pops up with a little bloop in the corner. So if you can't remember what I just said, check that out. Really, really appreciate that as well, taking extra time to follow me on there. I went up by like 200 something subscribers. Or not subscribers, I guess followers on following you now. Your pictures are amazing. Thank you. I'll have to check it out. Sucks that life can throw curveballs like that, but good on you for being able to talk about it and grow from it and also to channel it into your music. Yes. Of all names, that is taken. It wasn't taken. It was taken by me, but it was on one of my previous phones, and I can't remember the password at all, and I couldn't get it to recover my name on there, so I had to add the one. I stole my own name for myself and can't remember how to get it back. And at this point, it's pretty much too late to get it back because I already have or not a lot of people following me on there, but more, and I don't really want to have to start over. Same things happen to me so many. Yeah, it's frustrating. I hate whenever you get a new phone or a new computer or something like that, and you have to like rebuild your life on it basically. Because I'm horrible. Like, my memory is horrible, horrible. I can't ever remember what the hell my passwords were or anything like that. So now I have a list also for reactions, but I also have a list of all my stuff that I keep put away. I have a physical list that I write down that I keep put up with all my passwords and stuff like that because I can't ever remember them. Technology sucks sometimes. You're telling me. Everything that I do revolves around technology. It's a crazy world that we live in these days. Everything's technology driven. Crazy kids and their technology. It's the 50th anniversary of the debut Led Zepp album released. You know, I could never really get into Led Zeppelin too much. I listened to some. I had a friend in high school that was like super obsessed with Tool and Led Zeppelin, and I could just never really get into Led Zeppelin. At work, our system to do deliveries is such and such is from is still. I can't read tonight for some reason. Gosh dang. At work, our system to do deliveries and such is from. Okay, I read that correct. You typoed. Is from is still dial up. Sometimes you can't go wrong with the older technology. Steer clear of Greta Van Fleet then. I've actually heard them. I listened to one of their songs whenever they first popped out, and like it sounds exactly like Led Zeppelin, which is whatever they want to do. Like whenever I heard that, I thought they were just like they're sitting around in a room. They had to have been just like sitting around in a room, and their singer just does that, and then they're like, "Hey, we could probably do the exact same sound because people like that." I mean, they're obviously found a way to get way more known than any of us for sure. So good on them, I guess. They are talented. You can tell that they got talent. There's three of the band members are brothers, so I mean, they got that going for them. What would be better in life than hanging out with your family and rocking out on stages, getting known, getting your music out there? I mean, I try not to hate. You guys should know this by now. I try not to hate on people for no reason whatsoever. They found something that worked. It appeals to a lot of people, obviously. So good on them. Not my personal preference, but a lot of things aren't my personal preference. Tool and Zeppelin. I'm guessing you've heard Tool's cover of No Quarter. I have not. I've reacted to that one Tool song, Zombie or whatever it's pronounced as, and I think you said you came from that video. I've only heard Sober and the one that has the bass intro. I don't know if I'm assuming. Whatever that song is called, those are the two songs that I've heard by Tool. And then now that third one. Yeah. Schism or Schism? However you pronounce that. That's the one that I've heard, and Sober. And then the one I did a reaction to. He showed me those two songs, which were, I'm assuming, were like their two most popular at the time, because he was all about that. The Bad Wolves cover is good too. Able to recreate it perfectly by memory. Yeah, that's super, super easy to play. It's not like it's a difficult thing or something. I haven't heard that song either since high school, so it's been like 10 years ago. I only asked because it's the anniversary of the singer's death on the 15th. Are you talking about Led Zeppelin? Oh, have you heard the song Zombie by the Cranberries? I've heard the remake of that song. Sometimes these comments go up and they like fade out and I can't, like there's only 6 people in here and I can't see all of them. Tool is surprisingly easy to play, but the timing is a pain. That's what I said in that video. Like they have super good timing and everything works together it sounds more complex than it actually is. What they're playing it really isn't that hard or like complex whatsoever, but they do have odd timing and things come in or restart at different times, which makes it sound way more complicated than it actually is. Which is cool. I like that. I like that. I like it a lot. me see. See what else I have here. I don't think I have any other ones that I can like play through. Their tightness as a band is the best I've ever seen in live performances. But from what some of the comments were saying on the video was that there's not very many decent live videos of them. Because I prefer to listen to a live video if I'm going to watch a band for the very, very first time. I mean, the best indication of getting to know them as a player is, you know, like how they are on stage, how they treat the audience, how they actually play their instruments on stage, and if they can actually pull off the music that they write. And then also the actual sound of whatever they're doing, song, whatever it is. Good example of that would be the Gojira song that I reacted to. Super, super good. That drummer, if you haven't heard them, I would very, very highly recommend checking that. The drummer for Gojira, he was a beast on that one. And apparently that was tame for him. New album from them this year too. I just hope they can come to Australia. There's a lot of people from Australia, I've noticed. I think it's kind of weird too that the highest demographic that I have on my YouTube channel is from Finland. It's not even from where I am. That's probably because of the Nightwish. I did Nightwish, which they're a huge, huge band apparently. But they've apparently, from what I'm gathering, they've never really got as much momentum here in the United States as they did like pretty much everywhere else in the world. People thought I was crazy because I never heard them. I've heard of them. Did you end up checking the Neo Studio track? I haven't yet. I need to. I keep forgetting. Horrible memory, like I said. That's why I write everything down, because if I don't write it down, I'll forget it. Or Dan the Drummer's channel. I haven't checked that out yet. They don't really have any really good videos of them, but their album Salable has the best live audio. Like this channel and doing these videos has like transformed my brain. It like crazy to me thinking that people are watching me from Australia, from Finland. I've been viewed in I think 76 different countries. And for a person that's never been on a plane, I've never been out of the United States whatsoever. I haven't even been to most of the United States, and I've lived here my entire life. That's so mind-blowing to me, and that's why I'm so grateful for everyone. Like, that's not faked. I don't just say that. I think every single time that I start a video, that's the first thing on my mind is thanking the people who are clicking on the video, because I mean, like I said before, I've made YouTube videos and I know how it is to put time and effort into this and have 0 people watch it whatsoever. And I'm like super thankful for anyone spending time out of their day watching me, like, and subscribing to me, and it's just crazy to me. And the fact that I got a super chat for the very first time blows my mind. Someone from the other part of the world just gave me some of their money because they like what I'm doing. That's the most incredible thing. I've never been on a plane. I've never ever been on a plane. I have been in a helicopter, which is freaking awesome. And I also own a sweet drone, which I do a lot of drone shots and stuff like that. Haven't broke that out for a while. I really need to. Yeah, most people have been on a plane in their life. I'm one of the few, I guess. Maybe one of these days I'll get the opportunity to fly somewhere and do some cool stuff. Maybe this YouTube channel will open up opportunities or something for me. I mean, one can wish, right? Someone asked me about my dream with this YouTube channel earlier. Like, oh, dude, for real? Thank you. Holy crap. Do you say your name Ainsley? Or is it Ansley? Either way, super, super appreciate you. Man. And to think you're a new person too. Thank you. Like, that means the absolute world to me. More than I can explain here. Helis are sick if you got a good pilot, but where I grew up we have access to massive cattle stations, and the mustering pilots, this is done by chopper. Yeah, the guy that I flew with, he's like a search and rescue type helicopter pilot. So I felt pretty comfortable going up in the air with him. That's the first time I'd ever been on a helicopter. And oh my God, I really wish that I really wish I would have had my good camera back then. That was several years ago. Because that would have been pretty sweet. I'm from New Hampshire, and it's interesting how much you look like my cousin. Is your cousin bald and have a beard? Because a lot of bald guys with beards look pretty similar. Pronounced the first way. So Ainsley? Well, Ainsley, I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. He's bald, has a beard, and has those glasses. Well, that's even more resemblance then. I actually I wear contacts a lot of the time, but whenever I work, I don't put my contacts in. I wear the glasses to work, and then I have to wear safety glasses at work because I work in a factory, and everything I do, like I paint boats, so everything I do is right there in front of me, and I'm nearsighted so I can see what I'm doing. But it's so I have to get up to go to work at 4:30 in the morning, so like I can't even barely open my eyes to put my contacts in my eyes that early in the morning, so I just don't even bother with it anymore. I just wear the glasses. Fun fact, Finland has the most metal bands per capita in the world. I would believe that. For a while there, like every band that I was doing was from Finland, which is probably why I have the highest demographic there. You hear the kids singing in the hallway. My kids are very into music as well, which is really cool. They're really small though. Like my daughter's 4 and my son's 3. So I'm kind of interested to see how growing up with a dad that is like, into music and plays this sort of stuff, and they have this music equipment around them all the time, how that'll play out. Like if they'll actually be interested enough to play. Can't see up close anymore. I need glasses to see from my nose to just beyond my arms, which are pretty long. So you're farsighted. Been doing this for almost 2 hours again this time. Time flies like crazy whenever I do these live streams. It's really fun hanging out with you guys and talking, answering any questions you have. I'm still mind blown. Super chats. Thank you guys again. Jeez. Crazy people with your super chats. I need to do another Winter Sun song. That band was really, really good. Someone's trying to come in. Struggling with the lock on the door. Must be a child. I'm sure they'll be playing guitar in the next few years. My mom has been singing all her life, and my dad attempted to play guitar at a young age, but he didn't have it for it. I picked up guitar. Do you have any music up on your channel or anything? If so, I'll check it out. I'm gonna put this down. Hopefully that doesn't fall. I've written 11 songs. Nothing in particular. My taste in music is all over the place. I don't, sadly, but I'll post a song real quick. Let me know. Well, you said you're following me on Instagram. Let me know whenever you do post a song and I'll check it out. Send me a link or something and I'll maybe remind me who you are and I'll definitely check it out for sure. I've had a couple people that are very supportive of me who have asked me to listen to the music and stuff, and I've done every one. Have you watched all of Alone Above Earth's videos? That'll give me a starting point. Now the kids are going to get the dog going. Yeah, I agree, by the way. Go watch all my videos. There's a lot of songs in there that are really good. I think there's only like 2 or 3 out of the ones that I've done so far that I didn't really care for. I know the Meshuggah one, that I did wasn't the best for me. I've only watched the Tool one. I'm gonna pick you people up for a minute. I'll give you my 3 favorite bands, by the way. I don't know if you're asking that person or me, but Architects, if you haven't ever heard of Architects, check them out 100%. That's my favorite band by far. Second favorite band for me would be probably Periphery. If you haven't ever heard them, definitely check them out. They have very, very good style, I think. Lots of layers. They have 3 guitar players, a bassist, and a drummer, and a singer. So they have a lot of guitar layers. All their stuff sound quality wise is super, super good. Let's see. Man. I don't think she'll be winning a singing competition anytime soon. Architects, Periphery. Let's see. What's another one? Probably Lamb of God, if I had to choose one. You can't really go wrong with any of their older stuff that I've heard. Do you guys hear this? I don't know how you couldn't hear this. Hang on just a second. Man, children. Outside of my room is the hallway, and they just like one into the other down the hallway, run and scream. Yeah, they're going nuts. They always go nuts. From the time that they wake up in the morning to the time that, well, past the time that they are in the bed, they're going crazy. They up pretty late? Yeah, we're pretty late people. For the most part. Here, hold on. Can I flip the camera around on this? Maybe? This is my setup right here. The Pod HD 500X. I have that running into this, which is the PreSonus audio box. And then that just runs into my laptop over there. I also have punching bag in here. Piano over there. Those are my Harry Potter posters I was talking about earlier. That's the camera that I use from all my videos. It's a Sony a6500. That's the lens that I use. It's a Sony something. Can't remember what the lens is on that. Here's all my posters. For anyone interested in seeing the rest of the room, this is what the desk looks like that you don't ever normally see most of. This stuff normally isn't there though. That's just stuff. Those are the speakers that I use. Those are the headphones I use for the reactions. Here's the rest of the room. Star Wars. Justice League. Harry Potter. That's like my stuff. I'll have to end this live stream here pretty soon. It's currently 11:21 p.m. here. We got people in here from Australia. Let's see. Australian time, it's got to be like... Are you guys 12 hours ahead? Maybe 13 hours ahead? 12:22 here. Yeah, you must be on the East Coast. Yeah, you said New Hampshire, right? If I remember correctly, which I probably don't because my memory sucks. 7:22 in the morning. You're in Finland. I remember you saying that. Nearly 3 p.m. Sunday afternoon. So you're 15 hours ahead? 14 hours ahead? That's crazy. You're living in the future. What's tomorrow like? (7:22) Ukraine. That's crazy. What are you doing at 7:22 in the morning besides watching this stream, by the way? Ukraine, land of the ginger. They're good. They're really, really good. They're becoming like one of my... Oh, that would be another band right there for Ainsley to check out. Ginger. If you haven't heard of Ginger, check them out. 100% check out Ginger. I just did a video on them. I've done like 4 or 5 other videos on them, but their new stuff, man, they are insanely good. Female lead vocalist. She does screams and singing. Her singing voice is fantastic. Her screams are insane. You wouldn't expect it out of a small little female like that. And she's like tiny. Tomorrow is pretty boring. Nothing on the news of importance. Basically like every other day. It seems. Pisces, though, it's their best. I was selfish recommending only 3 Finnish bands. Finland has some great stuff, though. What other, one thing I wanted to ask while I had actual people watching here. What are some other channels that you guys like to watch that are not music reaction channels? And why do you like watching them? I like to see what other people are interested in and like why they watch what they watch. Here, hold on. I'll get these kids to stop. Hey, do you want to sing for everyone across the world? Because that's what you're currently doing right now. Okay? Yeah, you are. There's people from Australia and Finland. All of them are hearing you sing right now. So unless you want to broadcast your singing to all across the world, be a little bit more quiet, okay? Okay. That was a dad teaching moment there. My kids are crazy. You've only listened to 3 of our bands, Nightwish, Children of Bodom, and Amorphous. From Finland? Isn't the Winter Sun from Finland? Because I've done Sons of Winter and Stars by them. I'm pretty sure they were from Finland. Good question. I really like watching SV Seeker. It's a channel of a guy building a ship that you can literally watch it grow from the ground up. That's cool. Have any of you guys watched? There's a YouTube channel I've been watching a lot lately. It's called the Tommy Edison Experience. It's this guy that has been blind since birth, and he gives his perception. He's very funny too. He used to be a radio broadcaster. He used to be a radio broadcaster, and he's been blind since birth. So he's like funny, and he has like that sort of radio personality. And he describes like color and stuff like that from a blind man's perspective, like how he perceives the world and what we see through him. And sometimes he'll have people send him like packages in the mail of things that he unboxes everything himself, for one, which is also funny to watch. He stabbed himself with a knife several times trying to get packages open, and it's just cool to see like different perspectives and stuff, especially on color. He's got a couple videos on color where he tries to explain what color means to him, or flavors of things. Like he sniffs markers, different scented markers, and tries to guess what color the scent is of the marker. I really like to fuel the brain a little bit with different perspectives, different stuff. Like we talked about that a little bit on the end of the last live stream, was brain, mental health, and making yourself smarter. There's a guy named Jordan Peterson, and he is one of my favorite people on that. He is a book writer. He's a very, very good psychologist. Frog Leap Studios, metal covers. That's that Leo something. I've seen some of his videos. His style is not the best for me, for my taste anyways. Colin Furs, Crazy Engineer, Sorted Food, Jenna Jelly Marble, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is awesome. Bert Krishner. Do you hear these kids? It sounds like there's an actual war going on right outside this door. There's 3 little minions that are waging war outside of my bedroom door. Well, not my bedroom door, but... all comedian hosted podcasts. The only one I've really seen anything from out of that is Frog Leap Studios. I've seen a couple of his videos, and Joe Rogan, which I really, really like Joe Rogan. He's done a couple videos with that Jordan Peterson guy that I was just talking about, which is awesome. Those two together, very good. Not many standout Aussie bands that I know of other than Ocean Group. Have you not checked out Parkway Drive? They are 100% Australian and 100% kick ass. See? They know. Parkway Drive. Trying to broadcast around the world, you made the mistake of letting them know. No, they're pretty shy whenever it comes to other people. So I figured that would make them kind of quiet down a little bit, but I don't think it worked too well. My video is currently being uploaded. Okay. Is it, what kind of video is it? Just like you playing through one of your songs, or is it just the audio of the song itself? There's also another YouTube channel. I think it's called something like Primitive Technology, or something to do with that. And the guy, it's like a guy that has all this land, and he basically shows how to make primitive technology weapons, or like a house, like a little fort type thing. That is very, very interesting to see. Very well done as well, like the production of the what he's doing. Me playing my guitar and singing. I've been writing for a few years. Okay, cool. Playing guitar and singing is difficult. I've said that in a couple videos where the singer was playing guitar as well. A lot of people underestimate how hard that actually is to do and do well. That's something I've been doing a lot more. If you follow me on Instagram, I do play and sing sometimes on my stories. I'll post a little something. I'm not the greatest, but I'm trying to improve, and I figure putting it out in public is a good way to improve. Perennial. Scratch that. Whole New Ginger EP is fire. I haven't got to listen to any of the other ones except for Ape and then that one. It came to me naturally, and I love doing open mic nights. That's cool. Some people get it, some people it takes longer. I focused all my efforts on guitar from the time I was 8 years old until I was like 16 or 17. All my efforts went into guitar. And I like to infuse melody and all that. I play metal stuff, but lots of melody influenced in there. And I prefer clean singing, not, if there's melody infused with harsh vocals, I like it. Some harsh vocals are good just by themselves, but if there's a good melody and a good singing in it as well, like Ginger, for instance, I much prefer them mixing it up a little bit. It just adds different flavors in. You asked what we follow. For me, it's you, Two Toe Tags, Alex Hefner, Lost in Vegas, Half-Life Sista. I think I've seen her thumbnails like suggested next to my videos, if I remember right. There's just two more songs on the EP besides Ape, Dreadful and Perennial, but they're both great. One's called Teacher Teacher and the other is self-titled Micro. I think people have suggested to check out that Teacher Teacher song. That a lot of people said that was their favorite off the whole thing. Which, if that's people's favorite off the whole thing, then it's got to be freaking great, because the other ones are really good. Like Ginger's one of those bands that have come along, and I heard them, and I don't know how I haven't heard them before. because that is like exactly what I like. They have almost like a very groovy, almost like, I don't like the term djent, but that's similar to like what they do, like a periphery style rhythm section, and with her doing the clean vocals and the screaming on top of it, just mixing everything up. And the bassist in that band, my God, he's good. The guitarist in that band is very, like, what he actually does on the guitar is very good. I think that's might be overlooked some, what that guy actually is doing on the guitar and the different timing that they have and stuff. Wolf, her partner, also gives great background info on the groups they cover. They are more emotional reacts than technical reacts, though. That's cool. Whatever works for them, I guess. Teacher is brutal. Micro is an instrumental. It's one of the most unique pieces of music I've heard in a while. The bass player kills it. Yeah. Wow, you're still awake. I'm always awake. That's one thing about me. I don't hardly ever sleep. We've been doing this live stream for 2 hours and 23 minutes. Pretty soon I'm going to have to stop this live stream, but so far we still have 10 people in here chatting about, so I don't got anything else to do besides go to bed, which, who wants to go to bed? Not me. It's ready for viewing. Send you a link now. Okay. Do that. I will 100% check that out right after this, because if I don't, I will forget. By the way, you should have listened to Wolfheart. He's like a one-man band and does everything himself. Wolfheart, I'm pretty sure has been suggested, and I'm pretty sure I have them on the list, if I'm remembering the correct name. The list is quite extensive, as I've said several times, so I can't really memorize everything that's on there, but I'm pretty sure. Oh my gosh. All right, yeah. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I did get your message. Not many people know this, but Ginger originates from Miners City, which is currently under Russian occupation. So they had to move. That's crazy. He started out as a one-man band, but now it's a real band. Hey, one-man bands are real bands. That's me. Just like, have you ever heard of Foo Fighters? They started out with Dave Grohl doing everything, and he recorded the whole entire first album by himself. Foo Fighters started. See? Dave Grohl's a badass, though. I haven't listened to a lot of his music, but he's good. Good songwriter. We got more people in here right now at once than we have the whole time, and we're 2.5 hours in. That's what I mean. One of their video called The Hunt is showing him playing all the instruments and setting up drums. That's cool. I really, really respect anyone who can actually pull that off. Decently. Like, a lot of people can play multiple instruments, but whenever people can actually play multiple instruments, that's impressive. That's one thing I kind of went for in my own life, was I made the decision to stop being as just focused on guitar and put my focus on everything in general. Kind of like the old the saying of a jack of all trades but master of none. That's everyone else. Apparently the stream has ended or something. I don't know exactly what happened there, but if you're watching this in the future and if you watch this whole thing, thank you very much. If you've joined at any point during this thing and are watching right now, thank you for the two people that have given me my very first and second super chats. Thank you. I appreciate it greatly. More than you know, more than I can explain in this little live stream right here. It means a lot to me. It means the world for you to even click on the video, let alone sending me your hard-earned money. So that means the absolute world to me. Hopefully you get to see this part of the video. I don't know what happened with it. It must be like a connection issue or something. But anyways, we're doing this for 2.5 hours. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you guys for clicking. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining me along here. Thanks for chatting with me. If you're watching this in the future, I appreciate you just as much. If you didn't catch this live stream, I'll be doing once a week, if at all possible. So catch the next one. I always post ahead of time. Like if I'm going to be doing it in several hours, I'll post ahead of time. So check that out. Next time, hope to see more of you guys in here. Thank you all for watching. Thank you. I can never say it enough. Appreciate all of you guys for watching.